Hello, my name is Dylan Kearns, and today I am speaking with Jacob Lindsey, who's a friend of mine and an Indiana high school basketball state champion. Jacob, thank you for joining me. How are you doing today?
Very good, very good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. And the first question I'm going to ask is, well, let's go back to the week leading up to the big game of the state championship. What was the mood like in practice that week?
Um, that week was definitely extremely unforgettable, and partly because we knew it's something we've never done before. It was our second school history, but it was for our team. We hadn't been there before, and coming off of the semi-state loss our junior year, when we were right there, but we didn't make it past that win. So after that semi-state win, as seniors, just that week of practice was like we knew we hadn't been here before, and it was all new, and we were obviously really excited and really amped up. But it was definitely an awesome experience all around.
Yeah, it seems like it would be awesome. But also, let's get back to when you're entering the stadium for the first time. Like you walk into the NBA arena at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. What was the first thing that you did?
Um, it was really just surreal, because walking in through the like bottom tunnels, where you see like all the pictures, you see NBA guys and they're walking in, people taking pictures of them walking through the tunnels of the arena and stuff. And first thing we did is just walk out onto the court and just completely empty, because obviously like we were there way before game time or anything, but just looking around and looking at the court that had the IHSAA logo and the state finals logo, and it was just surreal. Just thinking about um, the fans coming, and like it was awesome just to see the like calm before the storm, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it must have been amazing, especially being there in that stadium. And that brings me to my next question. You've had this dream that one day you would walk into Banker's Life wearing a Blackhawk Christian jersey to play in a state championship. I remember you tweeted that. I'll pop up the graphic real quick on that. But it's so interesting that was your dream and it's something you've always wanted to do. And here you are doing it. So, in what ways was the experience similar to your dream?
Yeah. Um, I think part of it was just growing up watching Blackhawk Christian basketball, and like I kind of mentioned before, they had been there before. I think it was like 2004, 2003. Um, and my mom always tells a story. She didn't let me go because I was like 3 years old at the time. My dad and my two oldest sisters went, and that was a really cool experience for them. But just the years after that, when I was growing up as a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 year old, just watching them playing sectionals and regionals, and it was just really cool. Like I've always, as a kid, I was always thought like one day, like when I'm in high school, like hopefully, like I'll be on the team, and as that like dream came a reality, and we were good, and like that was our goal every year. So just being able to make that become a reality was just unbelievable for
And
sure.
you briefly mentioned earlier about the semi-state loss that you had experienced the year before. I was actually a part of that team as a manager for half the season.
Yeah.
But anyway, what did that do to motivate you to get ready for this big run that you would go on?
I think definitely that first year, I didn't dress in the state tournament. So I was basically kind of like a practice player after dressing up the whole season and stuff. But I think it was just kind of, at least in my mind, we kind of like took it for granted because we were a really good team my junior year too. And it was kind of like we thought, oh, we'll beat these guys. Like we can beat these guys going to state and stuff. And I think definitely like going through that whole experience of losing, and we were the number one team in the class that year too. So kind of like getting upset, and so that way we knew like that summer, like it was like anyone can beat us. Like we're not unbeatable. Like we gotta put the work in. Like we gotta get better and be ready for that next time. So um, definitely a lot of things learned from that whole experience, being on the other side.
Yeah, for sure. You weren't the only Lindsay that got a championship ring that day. What was it like having your dad on the coaching staff and experiencing that moment with him?
Yeah, that was surreal. My dad actually coached me and my friends starting in third grade. We had like a little future Braves team and stuff in third grade, and so he coached us third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then at that point he quit coaching our age because he was coaching. He's assistant coach for the varsity team. And then just beginning up there in high school with him though, and him being at practice and being at games and stuff. And he had a real great relationship with a lot of my close friends since he had been coaching them since they were in third grade as well. But just going through that whole experience with him, going home after games and scouting the next teams we were playing and analyzing everything. And just to be able to see him like after the game, like tears in his eyes and stuff. And I was too juiced up to be crying just yet at that point, but it was really a surreal moment and something I'll definitely remember for the rest of my life.
And where does this rank on your greatest life accomplishments?
I don't know. I mean, it's obviously pretty high, but I would definitely say it's one of my favorite accomplishments, or like honestly, one of the favorite days of my life, just the whole experience. And it's definitely just so surreal because like a lot of my life's been sports based, and I've always been a big basketball fan. I love playing it, of course, and hopefully I can coach someday somewhere. So and that's definitely been one of the highlights of my basketball career, and just being able to do it with all my close friends and like for our school and stuff too.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah. And last one here before I let you go. We found out earlier today that Blackhawk Christian is returning to the state championship again later on. That'll be taking place in 2 weeks. What advice would you give to some of these first timers that are there, or just people that haven't, or players that haven't experienced it before?
Yeah. Number one thing would definitely just be to take it all in and to not take any of it for granted, because it's definitely going to be something they'll never forget. It's awesome experience all the way around, but definitely just to enjoy it and to leave everything they have out there on the floor. And for some of them, it'll be their last high school games of their career. And just to be able to go out on top is just something that they'll never forget. And they don't want, definitely I would, number one thing to tell them would be not to have any regrets. Because if you come out of the game like that with any regrets, then that's not going to be any fun. But just soak it all up and have fun and enjoy it.
Yeah, that sounds good. Jacob, I appreciate you joining today, and best of luck going forward, and we hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you.